Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is well and I hope everyone's looking after. Today I've got a short speed build for you. I think it's only about 10 minutes or so. And we're basically building a park, which is for my Newcrest save file. So a lot of the builds I've kind of been uploading on this channel have been like part of that save file. And I'll start marking my videos so you know which ones are, in the Newcrest save file. And then eventually when that's done, I will share that. So I built this on Twitch. As I mentioned in a lot of my videos, I do build on Twitch. And this one took around, I want to say 3 hours. It was like a 3.5 hours. Kind of took a lot of breaks and pauses in between. So maybe it was only about 2.5 hours, I reckon, of actual building. I've edited a lot of that stuff out. Just bits where we were messing around and stuff like that. We were just having fun, listening to some music, and it was Disney tunes at first. So there were a few times where I pause and, break out into song. But essentially the whole idea of this park was I wanted to create a park that was maybe a little bit industrial, had like cement and concrete flooring and like the big metal basketball court up the top. And I basically wanted to like have this idea that like the residents have maybe tried to claim it back and let nature take over a little bit. And there's kind of lots of plants and things like that. So I'm imagining maybe they like started growing plants on the fence and that, so blend it in and make it a little bit more natural compared to what it was. So this park is kind of split up into a few different areas, which is why the video does jump around a little bit, because I was just building the area I felt like building at the time. So there's a big basketball court, there's a roller rink at the front which came in season and I love them, and then there's also a little, I can never remember the word, I don't know what it's called. There's a little area anyway, almost like a deck where I imagine like maybe they have like musicians or performers and stuff, and then I put some blankets down. I was originally going to do some like proper seating, and then I changed my mind and imagined, oh, maybe actually it's just like people bring their own like picnic blankets and chairs and cushions and that to sit on, and I feel like it ends up looking quite like boho around that area, which I really liked, and that ends up becoming quite a lot of the theme for the rest of the build. Also the majority of this is a lot of landscaping as it's a park, so I did try and speed it up and cut it out where I could, so it wasn't just quite as repetitive, but I did enjoy making this, and I feel like I should try and make a few more outdoor community lots. I think they're really fun to make. So here I was even gonna try and mess around with some terrain manipulation, and it's kind of weird for me, like I don't do a lot of terrain manipulation because obviously The Sims 4 is a very like flat world. There's not many like hills and things like that, and the only place for me that like works with terrain manipulation is like Windenburg, because it's quite hilly and like natural, whereas like here in Newcrest especially, it's very much just like flat kind of developed land. So in the end I use these planter things from Debug, which I use to kind of like break the lot up and create a more like natural entrance and things like that, and just fill them with loads of flowers. And in the screenshots it looks so pretty, and in game it looks so gorgeous, especially as at the moment I was like taking screenshots in spring, so obviously all the flowers are really vibrant. Imagining in like winter and autumn it probably wouldn't look as nice, but summer and spring are definitely the months for this kind of park, just because of all the planters. And there is like lots of natural kind of like, there's lots of rocks and things like that down, and lots of grass and things like that, but I didn't go too mad on the like natural landscaping. I wanted it to very much feel like it was still like a public park where like they have like maintained flower beds. So the only landscaping that's on the ground is kind of the long grass and the low-lying like pale flowers, I think they're called, and the odd flower bush, but it's nothing too mad. There's also a lot of skill building items in this lot as well. So I did a couple of chess tables, there's a couple of woodworking tables, there's a pumpkin carving station because I just got spooky stuff pack in the sale. I wanted to use the pumpkin carving because it's kind of coming into like fall, autumn, and I feel like that would be it just felt like it would be a nice little addition. And there's also a couple of easels and that as well. So in the middle I've kind of decided I wanted to have this fountain, and I was going to make one using the fountain tool, but then I just felt like it was too big no matter what I did. So in the end I found one of the ones from Get Together, where it's kind of pre-made, but I did kind of play around with a couple of ones from City Living as well, but I just felt like that Get Together one really fit with the area and the kind of vibe I'm going with in this neighborhood, and it looks really really lovely as well, like when you're in game. Like I say, I think this is one of my favorite builds I've done in a while, mainly because it just looks so pretty in game, and it's one of those places that I would actually enjoy bringing my Sims to. So I feel like with like the other parks it's just very much like a park, as in like just natural like and things like that, and it doesn't feel like there's lots to do, whereas I feel like this, when lots of Sims come in, it's actually feels quite vibrant, quite lively, which I really like, especially because obviously we're not in an open world. It does make it feel like it's an open world when you're there. So I kind of use like this paving terrain paint around a lot of the lot. The reason why I use that one is because I really like the look of it and how it looks like quite natural, but also it's like it's been purposefully made. So I imagine like going with this whole like older industrial park park, I wanted to like do that and imagine that, or maybe they've just like started to let like weeds grow through and things like that, so it's a little bit more natural and lovely. So there are lots of little areas for seating, especially outside that roller rink, and I think, oh, it would be so cute to have like your Sims on a date here, I think, especially in like the evening. So I went in game to take some screenshots, and like the time was like 6 o'clock, so it was like evening, and it was really, really lovely lighting. And then it went into nighttime, and it was just lovely. All the lights came on, and I know I do use those lights from like toddler stuff a lot, but I did try and use some other lights, but I just felt like they didn't go, especially with that roller rink. Like those lights match the roller rink so well. So I promise if I use anything else again, I will maybe use the lantern ones or something like that instead. There's also a public toilet in here, like one of the big like objects that they go into. So I actually really, really love how the basketball area turned out. I really loved using that like metal fence, because I don't know if you have this in other places, but in the UK, when you've got like a basketball court or a tennis court or something like that, it's always got a big like metal like fence around it, and I kind of wanted to like emulate that vibe and then put these wooden pillars in to kind of contrast that. I think it looks really nice. So we also do end up having a little area, cafe area, and that's right next to the kids play park, and I'm imagining maybe it's like local vendors that come down, but I'm imagining that area is especially for like parents who like want to watch their kids in the park and make sure they're okay. Obviously they don't do that in The Sims, but you know, in real life that would be the kind of area that it would be, and I feel like that turns out really nice as well. I don't know, I just quite enjoy the vibe of this place. It just feels so wholesome and lovely. And there's also some dumpsters down the back, and I put some litter down as well from Debug, from the Eco Lifestyle pack. I put some of that down to make it look a little bit messier, but it's right at the back of the lot, so you can't really see it unless you're around there, but it kind of adds to the whole like dumpster vibe. And I do it because I didn't want this park to like seem like perfect. I wanted to feel like a little bit more realistic, where you'd have maybe some litter like floating around and stuff like that, whereas like the inside of the park is actually quite clean and tidy, as if like the residents of the area like really look after it, because that's the kind of vibe I'm going for in this neighborhood. I wanted all the house to be like that kind of like picturesque, perfect like curb appeal, and then yeah, the park to match. It's almost like one of those places where it would have like neighborhood watch or something like that. I think for the other areas I'll do something different. So I'm thinking like in the area where there's a lot of smaller places, I might branch out and maybe make some more like townhouse style things and more like less picture perfect. I don't know, because I tend to have this habit of making lots of picture perfect builds, and I want to, as I say with every video, I just want to make sure I don't stick and do the same things. But anyways, we're coming near to the end of the build now. I will leave you to enjoy it as I always do. There are some screenshots at the end. Definitely stick around for those because it really shows the park in its best light. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you feel like it, and drop a comment, let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.